Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Broncos. Kurt Valenti, Jen Valenti with you. No, I take that back. Had to throw a little joke in there. We're about almost an hour behind schedule. It happens to me quite often. It happened to Kurt tonight. Internet issues. We're in 2025, and we just having more. It seems like Jody, we're having more internet issues than we had in 1985. So for those that have been old enough, but believe me, I have the internet issues every week. Uh, Kurt's running into some. Hopefully, he can fix them shortly because he does do a lot of podcasts. So good luck, Kurt. Sorry you're not here tonight, but I want to thank my co-host for this short show tonight, Jody Moncrief from the Denver Bronco Roundup on short notice joined us. Jody, you just coming off a great Denver Bronco Roundup show. You're going to be on right before you and Keith, right before us on K and K here. Great show tonight. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you again.
Doing good. We're 4 days away from Broncos and Titans, and we get football tomorrow night. I'm excited. It's here. This is the best time of the year.
It is the best time of the year. A couple of hellos coming right out of the gate. Uh, Good friend of ours on K and K Sports Show, our backstage producer Graham saying, "Did I see what I was just put in the group chat? Adam Rank's Super Bowl prediction. I did not, Graham, and share with everybody since you put it out there in the chat. Michael's not in our group chat. Jody's not in our group chat. Our
He
other
had
audience members aren't in our group chat. Oh, Jody is in our group chat. Jody is
Philly over the Broncos.
Philly over the Broncos. Hey, you get to the Super Bowl, take it. That was Kurt's
Well,
prediction, actually. Adam Rank must have watched K and K because that was Kurt Valenti's prediction. It, like I said, Kurt couldn't be here tonight. Internet decides to go out right when we're going on live. We tried for almost 45 minutes to get it going, but show. I wanted everybody. I shared with everybody. Kurt was going to be on tonight. I got some predictions for him from late for later. Ernie saying hello, go Broncos country only, and Graham saying Broncos over Eagles. Yeah, that was Kurt Valenti's pick. So, Kurt, Adam Rank stole your prediction, Kurt. If you're listening, and who did he pick? He picked Broncos over Eagles. Oh, Kurt went Eagles over Broncos. And so we'll do a Super Bowl prediction a little later, Jody. But guys, short show. We'll go as long as everything's going on here. Again, Jody, thank you for hanging out with me. Short notice. Kurt, internet went right as we were getting ready to start. Uh, Keith saying, "Is this Groundhog Day?" I've seen these guys tonight. LOL. It's Groundhog Day 2, Keith, the sequel. But we're going to just open an agenda tonight. Guys, throw some questions at us. We'll throw some random topics out there. We'll get into the preview of the game in a few minutes. There's Kurt Valenti saying F in internet. Broncos blowout. I was going to get the prediction later, but since he's here, I don't know how long he'll be in the chat. Broncos 30-13. He's going blowout, Jody. Kurt, Adam Rank picked the same prediction for you for the Super Bowl. I think he's watching our show, so we might have to invite him on for a future show there. Graham,
Yep.
you're listening. Graham's good on that. Right to Adam Rank. But Jody, some things that looking forward to this game. NFL starts tomorrow, actually, but we're talking Broncos tonight. Uh, I got one for you. Let's start with the running backs. Do you think it's going to be more of a we saw I listened to your show with Keith. The depth chart is McLaughlin. It's going to be the number 4 back. Bidet's up to number 3, and then you got Dobbins and Harvey. What percentage do you think Dobby and Harvey are going to get of the carries? I would say let's go carries. Not playing, not snap counts. Carries. How many carries do you think? If you had to predict, how many carries does Dobbins get? How many carries does Harvey get?
I think it'll be somewhere 60-40 Dobbins. maybe 60-30 Dobbins. I think, and I said this earlier, I think the day is somebody that's going to get carries. He proved himself in that last preseason game. He can pass block, and I think that will allow him to see the field more. Sean Payton trusts him. I mean, he didn't play all last season pretty much, and then you sit a guy that dressed all year for you, and you sit him for somebody that hadn't played all year. Sean Payton has a lot of trust in him, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Beatty in that 5 to 7 carries.
I like it. I like your prediction. We got a question from Keith. I got in the queue. Uh, Graham's going to write to Adam Rank. Let's see if he can get that. And Kurt's saying, "Smart guy, Adam Rank." But I'm going to be bold, Jody, and it's going to be a good bold prediction. I think Sean Payton's going to be one of the. I could see Sean Payton going with the hot hand. So Dobbins starts and has 3 carries, 10 yards. Doesn't break one. Here comes R.J. Harvey, late first quarter, breaks one for 20, 30 yards. And R.J. Harvey is 60 to 65% over 30 to 35% Dobbins because he goes with the hot hand. R.J. Harvey breaks one. R.J. Harvey's going to have a run. Bold prediction of over 20. I'll go 25 yards. I'm going to go bold. I'm going to go R.J. Harvey has an over 25-yard run in this game. And Peyton goes with the hot hand second half. Keith's question, I got 2 from him. Let's do a Bronco one. He's got fullback position disappear from Sean's offense. Could we see 2 running back sets?
Maybe early in the season, but I think as the season goes on, I think you will see Nate Atkins line up there a lot, especially when you don't care that the other team knows you're going to run the football and you want that extra blocker in there.
That's good. That's good. Got to say aloha to Patrick. Aloha, my Bronco brothers. Kurt's in the chat. Patrick, Kurt was supposed to be doing the show, but he's in the chat. Internet issues right as the show started. That's why we're on a little later tonight, but he's out there in the chat, so he's saying aloha too, I'm sure, at home in the chat. Patrick, sorry. Kurt's saying it's going to be loud in Denver Sunday, boys. It's going to be loud in Kurt's household. His first Bronco game with Bo, his puppy. I call him the puppy still because he's still a puppy. He gets his first Bronco experience with Kurt come this Sunday. They're going to be wild for sure. Michael Ronquillo saying he read one source said that Nick Bonito's new contract extension with the Denver Broncos could come within 24 to 48 hours. How important is that, Jody?
I don't think it's super important. I mean, Bonito knows that he needs to prove it for more than 1 year. I think he knows Denver wants him here, and I don't think it's gonna, cause any bad feelings or anything. I think Bonito's still gonna play well, and I don't think it's that big of an issue.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'd say if it happens, it happens. If not, I think it makes sense that they want to extend it now because Micah Parsons just got paid. So Benito puts out numbers like he did last year or even better. It's going to cost Denver a little more money, even if it's $1 million or $2 million more. That can be the difference in signing, this guy over this guy. Come when it comes to salary cap. So I could see it, Michael, happening for sure. So thanks for that, Michael. Keith had a question, NFL question. He wants 3 MVP candidates. I'm going to do it this way, Jody. I'm going to give him 3 long shot candidates.
For the Broncos?
I would just say let's do it as NFL. But Bo Nix is there for me. Bo Nix there for you as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and I've said Bo Nix for a while. I think what he did the last half of the season, I think carries over into a full season.
Yeah, I think I'm with you at Bo Nix, and I consider Bo Nix a long shot when you look at some of the names: Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, uh, you know, Saquon Barkley. There's a lot of guys over Bo Nix. But here's my long shot guy. I think this team's going to win the AFC South and upset the Texans. I think Trevor Lawrence has his best season yet. And if he gets them to the playoffs, that could be your long shot MVP. You want to throw a long shot out there, or you want to throw another Bronco out there?
I don't think there will really be another Bronco. I'll go kind of I don't know.
We'll just
Joe
say Bo
Burrows. I
Nix
think
as well.
Joe Burrows is going to be in the running, and that's not a long
Yeah,
shot. Let me think on that one.
yeah.
But I think Joe Burrows is going to, I mean, he's going to have to put up 30, 35 points a game because that defense is not good, and he's going to have to carry him.
Yeah. And Ernie, yes, happy birthday to our good friend, our co-host over at Rocky Mountain Sports Network, Keith Brugman, celebrating his 40th. I said 30th earlier. 40th, Keith? No, I'm 50. And Keith is going to have that one next year. So it comes fast, my friend, and you know that, So happy birthday to you. It's almost over, but, hopefully you get a couple more hours of enjoying it. Uh, He's saying, Keith, Nick Bonito to the Cowboys. Jerry said they could use their acquired picks to get a pass rusher now.
Well, I think if they were serious, they could have came and got him right now, and I think Denver would have been interested.
Yeah.
But anytime Jerry Jones talks, I take it with a grain of salt. The man is delusional, and I mean, there's a lot of words. I don't know if he's tries to play everyone or what the deal is. I mean, he's an attention seeker, and there's a lot of things that can be said about Jerry. I don't necessarily like the move. I mean, I understand why they did it because him waiting on other moves, CeeDee Lamb and Dak put them in cap hell, and you can't have three guys that put you over 50% of the cap.
I'm going to throw a crazy, crazy one at you, Jody and Keith, and you let me know what you think. He wants to give up acquired picks to get a pass rusher now. Did you see the Cowboys and Giants making a trade? Maybe Abdul Carter's waiting to come in. Kayvon Thibodeau, but you're not going to. I mean, he wants to use two. See, the Cowboys pick is not like the Packers pick. The Cowboys are not going to be a top. That pick's going to be
Right.
top 15 in my opinion. So, am I crazy?
Is that
But
something
well, if I'm the Giants, I
in
say,
in division
Jerry, if you
trade?
want them, you're going to have to give us both of those picks, Jerry, and you
Right.
get both of them picks as opposed to somebody else, offering him one. But I like Ernie saying Cherry Jones is losing his mind. It's funny there, Ernie. Keith saying Nick Bonito could get paid in Dallas. Just ask Dak. Crying out loud. I don't. There's just nobody behind Bonito that I think can do it all year. And I got to see more from Ellis. I
I got
don't
to
think
see a
he's
little more from Ellis.
and Q Robinson. Don't get me started with him. He didn't look good
I
in the
think
preseason.
I think Denver's happy where they're at, and I don't think they would entertain that. They need more than a couple first round picks to entertain that.
I think the only guy, if he's talking acquired picks, Trey Hendrickson maybe. That's the only one I can see.
But it still goes back to go get a guy. You're still gonna have to pay him.
Yeah,
And to me, that
yeah,
was the problem. You didn't want to pay if you're gonna pay Trey Hendricks and Nick Bonito. Why didn't you just pay Parsons?
right. As much Keith,
So
I was just gonna. I'll let you go, Jody. I was just
So I
gonna
just think that he's just talking to hear himself speak, because you're still going to have to pay. If you go get those two guys, you're going to have to pay them. So you just talked out of both sides of your mouth. Why didn't you just pay Parsons, who is, in my opinion, better than both of those players?
Yeah. My final thing on it is, if this was last year's Broncos team or the year before Broncos team, and Jerry calls and says, "You want my? Uh, I'll give you our 2 picks we acquired from Green Bay for Nick Bonito." I'm doing it. But this Broncos team is loaded on defense. You're a playoff contender, and some people, Adam Rank, has them winning the Super Bowl. So some people got them going to the Super Bowl, and they're a Super Bowl contender in some people's minds. That reason alone, as intriguing as 2 first-round picks would be, I can't do it. I can't do it because Nick Bonito's my guy that's going to lead the defensive front there and get to the quarterback. And if I lose Nick Bonito, I probably lose my chances at a Super Bowl. So
I agree with that. It sets this season back. Now, if it was somebody in the secondary or something like that, that's not named Patrick Surtain, that's a little bit different. You have a lot of depth there, and I think guys that can step in. So
yep, and Michael said it nice here. Sean Payton always says, "Don't let good players out the door and succeed with another good team, another NFL team." And that's great. That's a great point there. Keith's got a NFL question, Jody. Who has the best win-loss record, Rodgers, Wilson, or Flacco? I'm gonna go Aaron Rodgers. I got Aaron. I got on our K&K Sports Show NFL preview. I got the Steelers, not because of Aaron Rodgers, Keith, but because T.J. Watt stays healthy this year, and that defense, and that they're gonna run the ball, let Aaron Rodgers be a game manager. He has the best win-loss record out of those three, Russell Wilson and Flacco. You agree? You want to throw somebody else out there?
No, I'll agree with that, because I don't think the other two start 17 games.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. All right, we talked about the running backs. I'm going to ask you the same question with the running back, the receivers. So, number one is Cortland Sutton. Who's number 2 wide receiver on this team?
What it's listed as is Marvin Mims, but I think your wide receiver number 2 is Evan Ingram. And something that I heard today, which was pretty telling, when they break and go to individual drills, Evan Ingram is the only tight end that goes and works with wide receivers. I think he is going to be, whether he's 2 or 3, he is in your wide receiver room, and he is going to play wide receiver. He's not going to block. He is going to be that guy over the short, intermediate, middle, and bring something to Denver that they haven't had since probably Julius Thomas.
Yep. You guys asked this question on Denver Bronco Roundup, and who's going to have the most yards. I said Evan Ingram, and it was because of what you said. Evan Ingram's going to be wide receiver 2. There's no depth at tight end behind Evan Ingram. He is going to get a ton of work and targets, in my opinion. Number 1 corners are going to cover Cortland Sutton. When you talk about number 1 wide receivers, I'm nothing taken away from Cortland Sutton, but he's probably around 20 out of 32 teams, if I had to go off the top of my head, as number 1 wide receiver. So number 1 corner is going to be on him. Cortland Sutton's great, but he's going to draw the number 1 guy. Evan Ingram's size is going to take advantage of corner 2 or nickel corner or a linebacker who's ever on him. I could see, by what you were saying, if he's wide receiver 2, I could see him leading the Broncos in receiving yards this year, and possibly touchdowns as well. Now, of course, we got to keep him healthy. That's the key.
And I think that's where Sean Payton has to be smart. He has to use his other wide receivers and not run him into the ground and, use this as a long game.
Yeah.
You want him healthy come playoff time, not he got 120 catches and whatever for yards and he's hurt.
Right. Right.
That does nothing come playoff time.
You're right. I want to move on to the defense, and
I
then
have a
we'll get
question
into.
for real quick for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why did the Giants move on from him? Was it a receiving issue or was it more of an injury issue?
I think it was more of an injury issue, and I think we had new GM come in. It was Dave Gettleman came in as GM and moved on from him because he was the GM before that was the guy who drafted him, so he wasn't a Gettleman guy. Sometimes when a new GM comes in, they change staff and they change players. So I think he
Because he didn't
was.
get a second contract, did he?
No, no, he didn't. He had some injury issues over there with us, and didn't pan out to be that first round pick that we drafted him to be. So he did resurrect his career in Jacksonville, and I hope he has a career year with Denver this year for sure. Pearl saying hi. Hi, Pearl. Kurt and Jen are not here tonight. Jen back to school. Uh, I was going to fill in as producer, but surprise, it's Jody and I. And Kurt, as the show started, of course, the good old internet issues that we all have. 2025, you'd think we'd have great internet, but I'm known for bad internet almost every week, and it went over to Kurt today, so it's contagious. So we're here to fill in. We're just open agenda. We're talking about the offense right now. I think we're going to switch over to the defense, and then we're going to do some keys of the game for Sunday. Michael's saying Cortland Sutton never made the NFL top 100 NFL players list since being in the NFL. Thoughts on that?
I think it's a little surprising with what he's done the last couple of years, but I, my opinion, he's a top 100 player. He's a number one wide receiver, and whether that's top 10, top 30, he makes plays for this team, and him and Knicks have a great connection that I'm glad that they signed him and didn't want to rush Pat Bryant or somebody else into that position too fast.
Yeah, and you know what, Michael? My opinion on it, if I'm Cortland Sutton, that just motivates me more to get into that top 100. You know what? If 1,000 yards isn't good enough to get into the top 100, I'm going to get 1,100 this year. I'm going to get 2 more touchdowns than I had last year. I'm going to crack that top 100. I'm going to get this team to deep in the playoffs this year, maybe a Super Bowl run, and maybe get the grand prize, a Super Bowl. So that's how I look at it as a former player who played at the high school level and coached a little bit as well. I look at it that way, and I'm sure that goes into the NFL as well. Over under on Evan Ingram touchdowns this year from Keith. 3 touchdowns. I'm going way over. I'm going double that, 6 or more.
I'm going to say 5. I don't think he's going to be huge in the red zone for touchdowns, but where he's going to be big is third downs, picking up, when it's 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, those little short passes. I think that's where he's going to be huge. He's going to have a lot of catches. I don't know about yardage, but he's going to have a lot of catches, and he's going to be huge for this offense.
And Ernie's going high, going 10. So we'll that's a good one, Ernie. I like that. But let's switch gears. Let's talk about the defense a little bit. I saw, again, a lot of my ideas tonight on the open agenda, are piggybacking off of your show you had with Keith not too long ago tonight, a little earlier tonight. Any concerns with the linebackers? We got Sanders out, of course, but now Dre Greenlaw not practicing. Is he going to be? Are you concerned when he goes? Even if he, let's say this, let's put this scenario out there. Let's say he practices tomorrow. He's a full go. Is there still concern because he didn't practice today that we're walking on eggshells with this guy, and we're one slip and he's out for the year? Are you concerned at all about Dre Greenlaw? and what you're seeing, so far from him.
I am a little bit concerned just because he hasn't done anything basically since he's been here, and he re-aggravated the same injury that he suffered this offseason. So I'm a little concerned, but if babying him or whatever you want to call it to get him through the week and he's able to you know, play on Sundays, then I'm for that because this guy is a monster when he's on the field, and I thought he was the best free agent linebacker out there. So, but that being said, that's a big key. So
Oh, did I lose you, Jody? Did I lose you? Hello?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, yeah.
Are we good?
Maybe it's my internet now. I don't know. No, I'm good. I got everybody now. Uh, no, I heard everything you said. This is Kurt's show, so I do
How
want to
concerned
shout
are
out.
you?
I am concerned as well. And that's where I was just going to go with Kurt. We asked on our show I co-host with Keith, Morning Juice, a surprise player on the Broncos this year. And Kurt, since it's his show, I want to shout him out for picking Drew Sanders. Yes, he's hurt right now, he said, but watch out when he comes back. Not having Lavelle Bailey on the active roster, that kind of like he might have nailed something here. The Broncos may be have high hopes for Drew Sanders when he comes back and on being a contributor and on this defense and an important part of this defense as a depth piece. So he's got Drew Sanders as his surprise guy. So I am a little concerned about Dre Greenlaw because you know you got Alex Singleton, Dre Greenlaw. What do you have behind that? And if Greenlaw's already missing practice and it's going to take one slip, one hit, and he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. It does have me concerned. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to say about a 7, close to a 7, that I'm concerned about him right now. And Michael's saying,
Yeah, I
Drew
definitely
Sanders
wouldn't be
is pretty
surprised
tall.
if.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe.
So I was just gonna say I definitely wouldn't be surprised if they call someone up for this week off the practice squad, whether that's Bailey or whoever it may be, just to dress with Greenlaw, with Sean Payton already saying he's going to be on a snap count. So I definitely
Yeah,
wouldn't be
that
surprised if you see Lavelle Bailey dress Sunday.
and you know what? If Lavelle Bailey does what he did in preseason, Lavelle Bailey might stay on this roster and not go back to the practice squad, and that would be big. That would be big if that was to happen. So, a couple more groups. I mean, I'm expecting big things from the front four. Uh, I'm expecting over 3 sacks from them. As a group. You got Zach Allen and Benito, of course, and John Franklin Myers and Jonathan Cooper. They're gonna. I don't expect Vance Joseph to do any more than just you know keep Cam Ward rattled and keep him off guard because it's his first game. He's going into a hostile environment in Denver. Incompletes are going to be louder than you ever heard week one. And Cam Ward isn't going to know what hit him. And I'm a Miami Hurricanes fan, and I wish him well out there in Tennessee, but I do think he's going to struggle in week one. But and then the secondary, Jody, I think that's the strength of the team. I'm looking for at least one interception, maybe 2 interceptions this game.
We've seen it last year in Denver. Drew Lock or Bo Nix on the road in Seattle didn't play well. I mean, the crowd got to him through 2 picks. So I mean,
Yep.
Denver's going to make it hard on Cam Ward.
Let's do this, Jody. Let's let's get into the game. Okay, Sunday. Uh, was it? Would it be 2 o'clock Mountain Time? That's what
Yeah,
time
I
the
think
game would
it's
start.
2:05.
Okay. Uh, Let me just get a couple of comments in first. So Keith saying, I think the biggest step up performance may need to come from Justin Stranad if Greenlaw struggles with snap counts. That's a good one, Keith. Ernie, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, 6 sacks. Man, I wish I had Denver's defense in fantasy football. Jody, you better play Denver's defense this week in our fantasy league. Uh, and Jody and Michael saying the Broncos secondary is the best position on the Broncos defense. Let's get into the game. Sunday, 2 o'clock. Again, I think it's going to be a awesome, awesome, loud crowd. Fans are going to be excited. They're ready for a playoff run, maybe a Super Bowl run. Let's do offense first, Jody. And give me how many you want. We'll go back and forth. We'll do 2 keys to the game each. So I'll go for you first. Give me 1 key to the game on offense. Could be a player, could be a group. Give me a key to the game, on offense on Sunday.
Run the football. I want to see how this O line does with this wide zone, and I want to see how they handle Simmons on their D line.
I'm gonna go one of my keys to the game on offense, have the lead by the end of the first quarter. Get off to a fast start. All right. First drive of the game, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, I want to see points on that board on the offense first drive of the game. Want a fast start. Let this Titans team let them play from behind early. Because if you keep a team like the Titans in a game, and it's week one, and week one scares me because it's like you're going to get some sloppy play on both sides of the ball. It's just because it's week one. It's going to happen. I think it's important that the Broncos get off to a fast start. It could be a field goal. I don't care if it's 3-zip, 6-zip, 7-zip. Get off to that fast start in the first quarter. Let the Titans play from behind and make them one dimensional. It's just going to make your defense that much stronger. So that's one. That's my one first offensive key of the game. Give me another key on offense, and I'll go one more, and then we'll do an offensive player of the game.
I want to see the pre-snap penalties cut down. I mean, they had a lot in this preseason, and I want to see that taken care of.
Nice. I want to see the rookies contribute on offense in week one. I want to see RJ Harvey be a contributing piece to this offense in the game plan, and I want to see Pat Bryant as well make some plays as well. Whether even if it's making a big block, I want to see both of them in meaningful downs in this game, making some meaningful plays. That's my second one. Give me your offensive player of the game.
I have a third one that I want to see too,
Oh, yeah,
that I think is going to be big all season. I think Denver led the NFL in 3 and outs or was close to it last year. I want to see that change this year. I want to see you don't necessarily have to get points every drive, but flip the field at least and give your defense some rest. And then my key to this game is I want to see Bo Nix start off hot. I don't want to start like he had last year in Seattle. I want to see him continue like he did, his last game in Kansas City, like he did the first drive in Buffalo. I want to see that continue.
and I'll get to the chats in a second too. I might as well throw a third one out there too. I want to see your strength, your offensive line, do what you did last year. Pass block, run block, just dominate, be a dominating force in this game. The offensive line would be my third key. Couple from the chat. Keith wants Ben Powers' ability to block. Ben Powers' ability to block in the wide zone scheme. Michael wants to keep the foot on the gas pedal and not get off it. And Michael's offensive player of the game is Troy Franklin. Hold Keith's when we're going to go to defense in a second, so I'll read Keats in a second. Ernie's going. I'm going to give you my offensive player of the game, and it's Ernie's. Ernie said Harvey, 101 yards, 4 catches for 59 yards. I'm going to add a touchdown in there, Ernie. I don't know if it's going to be a passing touchdown or a rushing touchdown. Your rookie second round pick is going to be the offensive player of this game. He's going to he's going to break that 25 plus yard run. Peyton's going to keep him in the game and go with the hot hand. He's going to get a touchdown on top of it. RJ Harvey, your offensive player of the game. Michael, I said went with Troy Franklin. And who are you going? And good night, Pearl. Pearl's got to go. Thank you for tuning in, Pearl. We'll hopefully see you Friday, Denver Bronco Roundup, Sunday post game, and next Wednesday for Let's Talk Broncos. Oh, Jody, you're on mute. Look, Kurt's going chalky, but it's a popular one, and if he's the player of the game, you're having a good game. He's going Bo Nix.
And that's what I want to see too. I want to see him continue where he finished off last year. I want to see some pocket things cleaned up. I want to see him. I want to see Denver extend drives. You don't have to score points, but flip the field. I want to see some of that stuff will lead to bigger things down the road.
Yeah, awesome. Keats offensive player Evan Ingram, 6 to 7 catches, 88 yards, 1 touchdown. Nice, Keith. Let's get it. Let's flip sides. Defense. I'll read. I'll let you go first for defensive key of the game. We'll do the same, 2 or 3, whatever we have.
Keep Cam Ward in the pocket. He likes to extend plays. He likes to throw. He's like a Bo Nix. He likes to throw on the run. That's what he did in Miami a lot, was extend plays and kind of throw off balance. Keep him in the pocket. Make him prove to you that he is a true pocket passer.
Yeah. My key to this game, my top key, you got 2 All-Pros on that defensive front, Benito and Allen. You got 2 other solid players in Jonathan Cooper and John Franklin Myers. That needs to be the dominating force on this offense. Beat that offensive line that's not very good. It's on the bottom half of this league, and force them to force Cam Ward to make a mistake early. Because if you make a rookie mistake early in his, we saw Bo Nix struggle early last year. Cam Ward's coming right in week 1 on the road in Denver, thin air. Force him to make a mistake early. Get to him, sack, fumble, interception, early turnover. That's a big key for me, an early turnover in this game. Let's go, and never look back, like I said, because then that flips to the offense. He gets off to that fast start. So that's going to be mine. Keith's first one is get to Cam Ward early, get him rattled, and the rest will come easy. Very similar to what I just said. And Vance Joseph, I think, is going to have a very good game plan. So you got a second one?
For me, I think John Franklin Myers is going to have an incredible season. I think he's going to make it almost impossible for Denver not to pay him. And I think he wrecks this game. I think he gets 2 sacks this game.
Love it. Michael has the Broncos defense with 10 total sacks. Wow, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. My second key to the game is, like Keith had mentioned, Strenad may be a big key in this game. Lavelle Bailey, if he gets called up, but the backup linebackers need to spell. I know we call spelling on offense when a running back comes in. I need my linebackers, my backup linebackers to substitute for Greenlaw and Singleton and play just as well as the starters. Don't be that much further behind. Don't let the Titans take advantage of when Greenlaw and Singleton's out of the game. I want to see the backups play well at linebacker position. Do you have any more?
Don't let back to Cam Ward. Don't let Cam Ward, start making plays and get a rhythm and get hot, because we've seen what he could do in Miami, and he was the number one overall pick for a reason. So don't give him any confidence early. Shut him down and rough him up all game.
I'll read Keith's because those were my two cues, and Keith is hitting the secondary, so I want to read this one. Secondary, lock down deep. Expect deep balls from Ward on the scramble. Need to be sticky late in the play. Let's go on, Keith. I like that. All right. Anything else on the defense, Jody?
I just want to see everyone stay healthy.
Defensive player of the game. Yeah, defensive player of the game.
John Franklin Myers for me. I think he has 2 sacks. I think he's a force all game, all season, and he makes it hard for Denver to walk away from him.
Man, you and I are on the same page. I'm going to have on Monday on this wall John Franklin Myers on the morning juice. John Franklin Myers, because I got him over 10 sacks, double digit this year. So we're going to have the sack counter over here, and hopefully I got him with you, Jody. I think he's going to get off to a fast start, between 1.5 and 2.5 sacks in this game, and he's my player of the game. Let's put that one in the books there and get him off to a fast start. It's just going to be that much harder for defenses. But he's my player of the game because he has a lot to prove. He wants to get paid. Nick Bonito is going to get double teamed. Zach Allen's going to get double teamed. You're going to get one-on-one matchups. You're going to take advantage of that. You got to take advantage of that. And I think he will take advantage of it. So I'm going John Franklin Myers. Michael Ronquillo's going for one of the captains. Talanoa Hufanga is his defensive player of the game. Zach Allen for Keith. He's giving a shout out to everybody's friend Michael Ronquillo, to Ronk. By the way, Michael, I saw anybody out there that's not friends with you on Facebook. Arizona Wildcats have a YouTube channel, and Michael said on his Facebook page, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, Michael, go check him out. Him and his twin brother were on camera during that game. Was it first quarter, Michael? First half, second half? This way, people know a time to check in on that. If you don't mind sharing that with us, I'm going to go watch it and check it out myself and see if I can point who you are in your twin. I'm going to see if I can pick you out over your twin. So it'll be a fun little game. I was friends with twins. A little quick story. I was friends with twins all throughout grammar school and high school, and I could tell them apart 100 out of 100 times, and they were identical twins. It's just, you just know, you know when you see them. Might be the way they walk, might be the way they talk, et cetera, et cetera. You can point them out. So I'm going to see if I can point Michael out over his twin. But that being said, Kurt's defensive player of the game, Zach Allen. He's going 2 sacks, big things there. The big guy. Surprised he wasn't named the captain. Him and Bonito, neither of them got named captain. That was a little surprising for me. I thought Zach Allen would have definitely been named a captain, but other guys got it, and well-deserved. Turnovers in the game, and who gets them? You want a player, a number? I'll give you one fumble by Cam Ward. I'll say DJ Jones gets the recovery. I'll go interception, Hufanga, the captain.
I'll say 2 interceptions. I think Riley Moss gets one, and I think Jaquan McMillan gets one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go 2 turnovers. I don't want to go crazy. I'm going to go about 5 sacks, though. And, that's almost as good as a turnover. But give me a prediction on the score, Jody, and then we'll get some closing thoughts in. You know what? I'll do in Denver Bronco roundup style. the hurry up. I don't have the graphic, but we're going to do the hurry up now. If anybody has any questions, now's the time. We're going to throw the 2-minute warning out there. Uh, Benito, not a captain, headed to Dallas, Keith's saying. Uh, Michael has Jade Barron with a pick six for a touchdown. Welcome to the NFL moment. Awesome, Michael. Awesome. I'll give you Kurt's prediction first, Jody, since he's not here. He's going blowout. He expects blowout. He expects nothing less than blowout. He said all the things, talking to him during the week, turnovers, defense is going to be wound up, the crowd's going to be wound up, Bo Nix is going to be accurate on target. 30-13, Mr. Kurt Valenti going Broncos over Titans. Michael, 42-10, even a bigger blowout.
Mine's somewhere close to Kurt's. I have 27-10.
Nice. I'm going to be, and this is not a bad thing. It's week one. And this is me, playing the reverse psychology because everybody's got the blowout. I don't want to be on board with the blowout and jinx it. I can easily see this being 34-16, 35-16, but I'm going to go 21-16. I think the Broncos do what they need to do. It is week one. They'll get the turnovers, they'll get the touchdowns, but it's going to be, it's not going to be I don't want to say it's going to be a boring game. It's going to be a game where Sean Payton says at his press conference, we got to work on things. We got to fix things. And it may mean like you may get a stupid fumble when the Broncos are going in at the 20-yard line and they get a fluke play of a tip pass at the line and they get an interception turnover. But that reason I'm going to go 21-16 Broncos, but convincing 21-16, and it's not as close as the score looks like, if that makes sense.
Yep, that makes sense.
Keith's saying, how does the game go? Up early, come back late? I think up early. I think if I'll give you a halftime score, I'll say like 13-6 at half. And you turn Titans into one-dimensional in the second half, and that's where it becomes, close to that 21-16 score that I got projected. And the Titans will get a garbage touchdown or something later in the game. Like, I'm predicting like they don't have more than 10 points by the fourth quarter and get a late garbage touchdown. A meaningless touchdown, let's say. That's the way I think it's going to go. So I think it's going to be like 21-3, 21-10 in the fourth quarter, and they get a late touchdown. That's why I say it's not going to be as close as the score looks for me. So, anything else, Jody, before we get some closing thoughts in?
Just hope that everyone can stay healthy. Get out of this game. This is to me, it's a must win if you want to go where you're going to go, because you have some really tough games, later in the season. And this is a game that can start your season off right, come out hot, and let it carry through the whole season.
I agree. Week one, keep everybody healthy. Week one, it doesn't matter to me how you win this game. Just win. And then you worry about fixing things in week two when you go on the road to Indianapolis. You fix what needs to be fixed. But week one, these are the games you got to watch when you're a big favorite, because it's week one and, players haven't played full games yet. So it's like you definitely want to be careful. And Sean Payton, I think, is way too good of a coach. And I definitely do not think what happened to the Bengals last year, losing to the Patriots in week one, will happen to Sean Payton and the Broncos. He's too good of a coach. He won't let that happen. And he's a better coach than Callahan from the Titans. So big advantage there.
Are we allowed to say just win, baby?
Yeah. Yeah. And Ernie's saying 2 garbage touchdowns for the Titans. And I'll let the last comment in from Keith. Jody, does tonight remind you of draft night, 2-hour hero?
A little bit.
Yeah, it does. All right, so yeah, we had our predictions there. I want to thank everybody. Jody, thank you for coming on last minute with me. Kurt, we miss you. Kurt will be back next week. Kurt may be doing something, uh, before Wednesday. We'll get back to you on that because I know he's going to be itching to come on with a little reaction type of show too. So we'll work around our schedules. We partner up with Denver Bronco Roundup. For those who don't know, those are our brothers in the podcast world. I'm co-host on that network on podcasts as well. So we work around each other's schedules. We'll figure something out. I know Kurt may want to do a reaction show. So, but we'll see everybody Friday. I'm sorry, Jody. Are you going on Friday or are you on next Wednesday?
Yeah,
Jody, you'll see you guys. Go check out Denver Bronco Roundup on Friday night with Keith, Jody, and Trevor, 3 of the 4 horsemen. I'm the odd man out. I'll be at work, but go Broncos. This is a Broncos show. Go Broncos country only. I don't know, Jody, you got any sayings you want to say to Bronco Nation, Bronco country before we go?
What would Kurt say?
I don't know. Michael says, I like Kurt's rant. You got a rant? Oh, I know what Kurt's rant would be. Vance Joseph better have a good performance on Sunday. Vance Joseph is on hot seat. He has it for Vance Joseph. So
that's a good one.
If Vance Joseph's defense lets the Titans hang around, Kurt's going to be fired up. Michael, you'll see a rant like you've never seen before.
Yep.
So, that's the rant you're going to get. So, I could promise you sometime throughout this year it'll be a Vance Joseph rant. But thank you, Jody. Thank you, Michael, Keith, Ernie.
Thanks,
I know there were some other people. Patrick was in there earlier. Pearl. I don't want to miss anybody. I'm scrolling up. There was for the few of us that were here tonight on late night. Appreciate you all. Graham. I want to miss Graham. Graham's going to write to Adam Rank, everybody, see if you can get him on the show, because Adam Rank predicted the Broncos to go to the Super Bowl. So we may have Adam Rank. He tweeted to him. We're going to see if Adam Rank's going to come on the Broncos show with Kurt Valenti in the future. Have a good night, everybody.